Put yourself in the situation of a young high school kid who having a normal day of school until a mysterious man dressed in red comes in and kills everybody in his class, leaving him to get framed and get sent to a mysterious prison entitled Deadman Wonderland. Hey guys, J-Man Seductions on the Jzone here with a new review for a spring season anime entitled Deadman Wonderland. Deadman Wonderland is a 13 episode series which has such genres as action, sci-fi and horror. The story revolves around Igarashi Ganta, who gets convicted of killing all of these high school students when really it was the Red Man. Once he gets sent to this prison, he realizes it's not your normal prison. It's sort of like the old days of the Colosseum in Rome, where there will be these sort of games and events where the general public will come and see these prisoners partake in these games at the expenses of their own lives. And to me, that was a pretty dramatic sort of concept, and I really liked that. Then Igarashi Ganta realizes he's not like the normal prisoners. He has this mysterious power called the Branches of Sin, which allows the user to manipulate their blood at their will. Each user of the Branches of Sin has their sort of own different power and different attributes because they're different people, obviously. So the Branches of Sin, to me, I thought was a really creative concept. It's not totally original because I saw it in Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it was really great. And once Ganta realizes that he has the Branches of Sin, he gets taken to the G block, where he has to participate in these battles with the other dead man, and that's the term given to people that have the Branches of Sin, dead man, and they have to participate in these death battles against each other, and the loser has to receive a gory penalty. The presentation of this series was overall probably the greatest thing about it. I think Studio Manglobe did a really awesome job. Studio Manglobe have also done such series as Samurai Champloo and Sengoku Bizarro. I thought they really did capture the sort of dark and dangerous atmosphere to the series with the way they animated. It was a very dark series, not too colourful. They really stuck to the art style of the manga, because I peeked at the manga for a little bit. There never was a time where I thought the animation just dropped to a point where it was really bad. And they just had really decent OSTs that did their job. I thought the original soundtracks, as you could call them, none of them were really bad, but none of them were really too great. The opening was really good. I liked the song. It was Fade by One Reason, and this was an English opening, so you guys could all sing along if you wanted to. But I thought the opening was just amazingly done. And a lot of people for that season, the spring season, that's probably their favourite opening. The ending was meh. It was just there. I didn't really pay attention to it too much, but I like the presentation for this series. Moving on to characters, our protagonist of the series is Igarashi Ganta, who was somewhat of a coward, and as he goes in, he's just trying to take in all of what just happened, being framed for killing everyone in his class, being sent to this prison where he has to participate in these games, and then go into the G block where he has to fight against these other dead men. He's just really shocked, and he's just scared of everything, it seems. And yeah, he's the protagonist. Then we have Shiro. Shiro was just a really dumb and fickle girl. I mean, I didn't really like Shiro at all. I didn't like Ganta either. She seemed like an attempt at fan service. We had Yo. Yo just seemed like a really frail, really boring and bland character that I think he got sexually attacked or raped by the assistant warden. There was the assistant warden, as I just mentioned. He was a puppeteer, basically. He was the one that was pulling the strings behind the whole Deadman organization. So he's the one that really set up this whole Deadman thing, and he was a really interesting character to watch. There's characters like Senji, who's I think the best character in the series, because he's what you expect from a prison-based anime. He just goes in there and he wants to fight. He doesn't care about anything else really. He was just manly. There was Nagi and Kokoro, which were, I thought they were two pretty decent supporting characters as well. So, like, my critique of Deadman Wonderland, the story was decent. I didn't really have a problem with the story. The presentation, I loved it. But it seemed like everything else fell flat on its face. As I mentioned, the main characters, I didn't care for the main characters. Why would you have a series that's based in the prison that has such a dark tone to it throughout the whole entire 13 episodes? Why would you put us in the eyes of a coward who can't succumb to anything? And then, like, just, how am I gonna really like a series that much when I don't like any of the characters we're spending the most time with? Senji was really awesome, as I said, but I wish he got more screen time. Same with Kokoro and Nagi. I thought they were really interesting characters. It seemed the problem with this series was, in terms of characters, it was that there was a really great creative idea with the Branches of Sin, which I really applaud the mangaka for that. It's a really great idea, but behind all the Branches of Sin, you just had a really bland, dull group of characters, apart from the odd exception of 3, which were decent. This series constantly stays on a dark tone, so if you don't like series where you're just constantly gonna be on a sort of dark sort of thing, there's no happy, no real funny moments, if you like something like that, you won't have a problem with that. But for me, it was like, because I ever felt like, oh my god, this is so angsty, this is so emo. I felt, oh, that's a good fight scene. That's the only things it got out of me. It didn't get anything else. To me, it felt like this anime kind of wasn't for me, but at the same time, it was just badly executed at some points, because it could have been done so much better, and it just seemed like there was a few weird, it seemed like it needed to be a longer series, because I don't feel enough was explained about it, and the ending was really anticlimactic. I just really felt like, is that all? I needed a bit more of explanation. I wanted bigger explanations behind the Branches of Sin. I wanted to know how this thing first started. I wanted more of a backstory, but none of us was, like, not a lot was given to us. I give Deadman Wonderland a C. It's an average anime in my opinion. The Branches of Sin was a really creative idea, but when you put that Branches of Sin into the most blandest, boring and annoyingest characters, you're not going to get that. This has been J-Man's Productions on the Jzone with another anime review. Live and learn, good luck and God bless, and tell me what your thoughts of Deadman Wonderland were, or if you're going to check it out. Peace. Hey guys, J-Man here. What the review you just saw was recorded like 2 months ago, and now what you're seeing right now is being recorded the same day this is going to be uploaded, maybe the day after, but I'm pretty sure the same day that this is going to be uploaded, this is being recorded right now. What I want to quickly do here is a sort of a mini review for the Deadman Wonderland OVA. The presentation is pretty much the same as the series, the same opening, ending, OSTs, but instead of it being in this perspective of Igarashi Ganta, him and a load of the other prison mates aren't even in sight. It's all based around pretty much my favourite character of the series, Senji, and it's a bit to do with his backstory. It's 1 episode, but the episode's a bit longer than the usual episode. Usually episodes are around 22 to 24 minutes. This was actually 27/28 minutes, so it's just 3-4 minutes longer than the usual episode, but you don't even need to watch Deadman Wonderland to actually see this OVA, and the OVA was very open-ended in the way it was, so there could be more to it, but I really liked it because I liked the way they did Senji's backstory, giving us more depth to the character, which we saw previously in the series. It was just really good to see that he's a policeman basically, and there's stuff going on around. There are people who Senji's actually close to, this girl, and she's like running this place full of children and looking after them. there is this guy in the police force, this really old man who Senji like really looks up to, and I mean, you get to see more of Senji, his motivations, what makes him him, and it's really great. And some of the moves he shows, and just seeing his sort of slicing power of the branches of sin, really cool. And just the way the OVA ended, it was really just a really fun, really awesome OVA, which I recommend to pretty much anybody. And I like this OVA more than the actual series. If I were to give this OVA an actual grade, I would give the OVA a grade B, because it was just a good OVA. It kind of left open-ended. I wish there was more, but it's still, it's better for me to want more than to want it to end. So I guess it did its job. So what are your thoughts on Deadman Wonderland, the entire series, the OVA and the original series? Who did you like? Who did you not like? Are you going to watch Deadman Wonderland? All that kind of stuff in the description below. Joseph on the, J-Man Seductions on the Jzone. Live and learn, good luck and God bless. Catch you on the next video I put up on here, because you know me, you never know what you're going to get. Peace.